Alright, so we're doing a VOD for T-Fill because I saw things that can be fixed in a very fixable game that could have been won. Like literally couple things, like 3 placement difference.
There we go.
Let's get into it. We're gonna do
Dad.
There's 3 Emerald players.
1.25 speed. It's insane.
Delios.
Okay, we'll turn this down basically. Yep. Okay, good. Okay. No, I don't want the music or the audio. Okay. So we've got early Darius, a couple things, or just real quick. Um, should definitely focus when it's early, and we want to buy pairs. We've got a Darius already. This would be 2 Darius. Darius too early, super strong, super good. Just look for the pairs, and then units that like complement that or could give you a direction. So like you could buy Zyra because like first of all there's a Zyra pair. Second of all, it gives you a way to lean AP, whereas Darius gives you a way to lean AD. Just stuff like that. So pairs. So honestly, I'd probably sell the Trist here and buy the Darius and the 2 Zyras instead, so we can hold those pair. Excuse me, those pairs. Also, if you get like a small orb from minions, and because you could sell the Trist to get these pairs, like I would put Powder in instead. You could also use like a small orb you get from the minions to get that money. Like that gray orb on the early stages is always champs, so it's always money. So like, you can sell the Singed and the Morgana and get these 2 pairs and Made in the Shade, you know? And then there's our Darius too, right there. And there's a Steb pair too. Like we would have had a 2-star Darius, would have been insanely strong. I guess we can talk about augments real quick. That was the wrong button. Whoops. Um, so, Epoch is just a good, econ augment, just generic econ. Um, it's not bad. Build different is really good. Um, it's, really strong, or it's pretty strong if you can, get to late game, because you just play a bunch of 4 and 5 costs, and 6 costs, and you just make a really strong board. As long as you have no traits active, and a couple traits here and there are okay. Like if you know, 6 costs have a trait. So for Warwick, that's Blood Hunter. For uh, Mel, that's Banished Mage, and Victor, it's Machine Herald. Just because they have a trait, it's actually fine. Just because they're not getting this, they're still good to play. Um, and like you can technically get away with playing like an emissary as well. Like if you have 1 emissary in, it's actually not that troll because you're still getting a pretty good buff. And the emissary units are kind of balanced around that buff. So it's actually not that much of a power loss. So that's a really good augment. Salvage bin, I mean, it's a component. Um it's 3 components, which is not bad. It's items. Uh I'd probably prefer Epoch or Build Different, but it's still not bad. Um First reroll Undercity, I wouldn't take it. We don't have any Cambaron. I guess we have a Singed and we get a Runny, but we don't have a Renata, so it's not worth it. We couldn't even play Cambaron. Um, Gloves Off is fine. Before you take an augment like Gloves Off though, I would definitely scout and just see if anyone has Vander or is leaning into Vander, because that can kind of change how the game's played. And I obviously you take gloves off. Also, that would have been Zyra 2, by the way. Would also have been good. And then we would have had that Darius 2. That could have helped us win early game. Because we could have played, what is it? We could have played Darius 2, Zyra 2, Vander, and then probably just. Mm, I mean, for now, it could be a Lux until we can get in the family units. It's definitely strongest board. That's a pretty strong board, too, early. Um, and then I think here as well. I'll wait for this to finish. Okay. So our items, by the way, are actually really good. We can make BT here, and then I think slamming BT and Sunfire is great. Um, Sunfire on our Darius 2 that we could have had would have been good, and BT on Vander, or you could do BT plus Sunfire on Vander or the Darius 2 and then remove them later. Both would be fine. That would make us super strong early and help us get a little extra gold on fights that we're probably not supposed to win. But like that helps us squeeze out more HP, you know? Like if we just make those like couple decisions early game, we can squeeze out an extra, 6, 9, 12 HP just for free, just for buying units that we could have bought for free. I would also worry about playing your strongest board like before the fight. Um, so like here after we pick our augment, like we don't have a lot of time. Like I'd make our items real quick, get them equipped, play our strongest board. So in the hypothetical we talked about, put our Darius and our Zyra in, buy the Lux, put it in, and then we can worry about selling our units, making our planner and stuff. So we lose Urgot. He has item slammed. We don't have our stars. Makes sense. Get in family. Our board is really weak now. No. So like in that strongest board scenario, by the way, just because you hit family doesn't mean you take it out. Um, you could take out the Lux, and then once you hit level 5, you could put in family. But I think that strong board for all of stage 2 is the strat because we with that board you can probably win at least 3 fights. You could just win all of stage 2. It's totally possible. And that's a lot of extra gold. That's like I think it's 6 for a 5-win streak, and then 3, 4. I think that's like 20 gold just for free. So it's definitely something we should look towards. And I also think we should slam this Sunfire. Like on Vander is fine. We can just take it off him later and put it on Garen. We want belt items for Garen, and then Vander, at least with this augment, it's Hodge BT IE. Super good, super strong. So that's what we want to look for. So we can hold the glove. We get our anti-heal early. Super nice. It's a belt item for Garen. It's great. I put this in 1.25, right? Yeah, okay. We're in 1.25, so it's a little faster. I could even go a little faster. See if I can catch myself when I want to say stuff. And we slam the reason we slam Sunfire, by the way, I should mention, um, is it's strong early, it's good early, very good early item, and two, it's an item we want later anyway. We want the anti-heal, and Garen wants belts, so it's just good. You could make the argument to keep the belt open, especially since we're lost streaking here for like even shroud or something. That's technically possible, but I think slamming it with Darius 2, which we could have had, is so powerful. So like when you slam an item, try to slam an item that you can use for what you're playing for. Or slam an item, or if you don't know what you're playing for yet, because obviously we pick gloves off, that's very directional, very specific direction. Take something or make something that is open-ended, like Sunfire. Sunfire is an open-ended item. It can go on any frontliner in the game, basically. Whereas like, something like Ionic locks you into a very specific comps. You have to play Sorcerer or Visionary or, Academy. Um, as opposed to like if you put like a Warmogs or a Sunfire, which are very open-ended, they can go on anything and they're good, you know. So if you're slamming something, either lean it into the comp you're gonna play, or make it like kind of open-ended. Like think about it being open-ended. Um, if you're gonna slam, because I don't think slamming is bad, especially if you have a strong spot where you can win. This guy wins just because he has more items slammed. We win this with a stronger board. Like if we had our the 2 stars, easy win here. Even though he had Zeri 2. Tier here is good, which is what we take. Super great. Good spot. We got 2 of our Vander items. And honestly, like again, gonna mention it again because this is another spot where it would work. We could slam Sunfire on Vander for now to give him a 3rd item and just make that power spike super strong. And then we could move it later to like a Garen or a frontliner. Say we hit like Darius 2 or um, a Mumu 2 or something. We can put that on them at a later date, but we could put it on Vander now for power. This guy's strong. Understandable loss. Cameo from my background. Footloose. Kick off your Sunday shoes. And here, like, going for 5 losses is nice because of that extra gold as well. So losing here is also not bad. Winning isn't bad either, just extra HP. Obviously, always good. But we've got a really weak board because of those small early game decisions. Super fixable. And with that early board, I think we win the first 3 fights, guaranteed. So it'd be a 3-win, 2-loss at worst. So also note this guy hits Vander 2 here. So just keep an eye on that. I definitely think we should use like the start of Krugs to scout. Like we should look at like if you don't know, like if you're new and you don't know like when to look at like the enemy boards, good times I've found are like Krugs or Carousel or Augment. So like say you pick your Augment pretty quick and you've got like your board situated or something, or like you just finish pick on Carousel, say you're like early pick on Carousel or something, or your later pick. So like your first pick or your last pick on Carousel. You can use the time you're waiting after you figure out what you want to like quickly go through, look at everyone's thing. You can go back to Carousel like a little bit just to make sure what you want is still there. Like, get a cup like if your last pick on Carousel, like think of a couple options in a row. So like say your options for items you want are i.e. Shojin and Shojin and like Death Cap, right? In that order, those are the most important items to you. Actually, we'll say IE's third. So it's Shojin, Death Cap, and then IE. And you have a tier. So you're looking for sword, number 1, and then a rod, um, sword, rod, and then probably just like a generic tank item like a belt or a cloak or something, worst case. So just like think ahead like a couple components if you're like higher or lower pick priority, so towards the top of the board, and then use your time to scout when it's free because everyone's board's sitting open as it is. There's like you don't have to like look for units or like look at their traits to see what they have. I still think this Sunfire Slam is huge. We could put it on like Darius or someone at this point because we've got sword for IE, and then I would definitely put the sword on Vander because it's going on him regardless. Uh, doo -doo -doo -doo. We slam the Sunfire. Nice, love it. Lost fight. Just got a weak board. It's fine. Need 3 items on this carry. All right, here. So augment choices. We got mana flow, tower defense, health as wealth. Mana flow isn't really good for our comp. We don't really have backliners that want mana. The only person who's backlined in this comp is Powder, and I don't think it's good enough. I don't think 4 mana from a gold augment, 4 mana per attack is good. So I wouldn't take mana flow here. Tower defense is pretty gamba, especially on 3-2. Like we could just get screwed, so it's also just not good. Health as wealth is fine. It's not bad. But this augment is exactly what we need. It is the perfect thing. It gives us 9 gold, helps us roll, get more Vanders. That's good. It gives us 2 dupes, which will get us 2 Vanders. And if you notice, I think it's this guy has Vander 2 already. So making it so we need 2 less Vanders to get Vander 3, super huge. And like even if he didn't have Vander 2, right? So pretend this guy doesn't pretend Vander's completely uncontested in this lobby, right? We want this augment anyway because we're re-rolling. And this augment is really good for re-rolling because lesser dupes only work on 3 costs or lower, and all re-roll comps are 3 costs or lower. It's just good. The gold is good, the 2 dupes is good, the instant 2 dupes is good. So it's this augment. You just hold your dupes till you have 7 Vanders, and you're done. Or of whatever unit you're going for. Say it's like Renata or something. Or Zeri. It just if there's no better option, it's your best option, obviously. Especially in this spot, it is our best option. So we should definitely take this. It's so big for us. Pyromaniac is like fine, but I think the other two are better here, and Heroic is much better than Health as well. And we take Health as well. Big sad. Also here, I think we should roll down for Vander 2. We're at level 6. We can get Vander 2 and maybe we pick up a 2-star along the way, like Darius or a Mumu. Uh, and then we can use that to win a little bit. But I would, when you're also doing a reroll comp like this, like a level 6 reroll comp, so say you're playing around Vander or Vander carry, Vladimir carry augment, Zeri, Renata, etc. Uh, try once you hit level 6 or the level you reroll for them, especially if it's 6, like there are 2 cost and it's level 6. Try to hit them 2-star. It's a big spike, and usually people don't haven't rolled yet, especially in like a lower elo, right? A lot of people haven't rolled, don't roll like that. So you can get that early power on them and use that to like leverage some health, get some health out of it. So I'd roll down for like Vander 2 or a couple 2-stars at least. It doesn't necessarily have to be Vander, but Vander would be the best one. Yeah, like see this guy is 2-stars, so he's just stronger. And he is a triple item carry. But like with a couple small decisions, we could have like an extra 10, 15 health. Like if we went for that early game power, uh, we'd be actually in a much better spot. But we roll down a little bit. I like hitting the Vander 2. We also had Darius 2 on the way. And a Mumu 2. Super big. Big ups. So now we're actually pretty strong. We're actually in a kind of good spot right before carousel. So, see what happens. This guy's pretty strong as well. But I think we kill his Smeech early. Yeah, we kill his Smeech early. So his carry's dead. And we win. So we rolled for stars, and look at that. Instantly we win. So, that's just like a proof of concept, right? There's more to my words than just like me saying them. Right there is like evidence of it, obviously. Get Nocturne here. That's IE. 3 items for our carry. Super huge. Love it. Also, like I said, we could use this time to scout. It's free space. We're not really doing anything anyway. We're just sitting here waiting for people to pick. You can do like a team planner thing while in a fight or something. We could look to make Crown Guard. It's definitely not great, and I don't think we need to. But like if we wanted to, we definitely could. Especially with how low health we are. It's not like I don't know. We don't really want Crown Guard, so I actually would just hold. I think this is a situation where you just hold the items. So I don't think this is like that bad. You could put like the rod on powder and give the vest to a Mumu just to like give him some beef. At least so you have some extra power on your board. But otherwise, I think we're fine here. Okay, so this guy also had Vander too now. So like those dupes would like we'd still be in a good spot because we could roll down early. Like what we could do is we could roll on 4-1 to try to find the couple Vanders we need. Uh, Especially if we find one or two along the way here. We could like try to roll before they do for more Vanders, cause I'll just cheat. I know that this guy I'm pretty sure plays Watcher reroll and he hits 3-star Vander. So if we roll before he does and hit our Vanders, but puts us in an advantage, right? Because he's still gonna look. He's either gonna look for Vander 3, uh, but we've already taken so many out of the pool and got it faster because we had those dupes, or he's just not going to go for it, which like will make his board inherently weaker, so we can place higher than him because we cap higher, right? He's a 2-star, super nice. Also, we can just backline powder, like put her in the corner or something, like here or here. It's fine. We don't need her towards the front in this comp. We have so much frontline already. More 2-stars. There's a Vander, so that's one Vander. So if we find one more for before Wolves, I think that roll down strat where like we try to hit it before them is super big. Oh, sorry, it's not the Zoe, it's this Jinx. This is who it is. That's who's playing the Vanders. So like they have 6 right now. So they have 6. The Echo player has here's 3, 6, and 3. So that's 12 Vanders. I don't know for sure. I think it's um doing math real quick. So it's 18 for a 3-star. I know there's enough 1 costs. So there's like 36 1 costs. So there's enough for two 3-stars. So I think it's like 20 something of a 2 cost. Can I Google it here? Um, how many? It's 22. It looks like. Yeah, it's 22. This is 2 years old, so that could be wrong at this point, but it's in that range, I'd imagine, still. So, how many did I say we're gone? 6, 3, and 3. Okay, so that's 9. That's 12. I can't math. I apologize. There's 12. And if there's 22, we've still got 10 left, and we only need, with that augment, we would only need, bro, I am struggling. We only need 3. So there'd still be 7 left. That's a lot. to be able to hit. I mean, like you're hitting 4 costs with that many left in the pool usually, right? So that's totally achievable when you think about it in a context like that. How there's like that's like not even an egregious amount, right? So I think if we find another vendor and we roll down on 401, we'd actually be able to hit vendor 3 pretty easily. We would have won this with a little more stars. The Zeri rammed with Ginsu's, unfortunately. It just happens. Health is wealth gold. We could still do this strat, by the way. Like, we could try to hit it before they hit it. So, like, we could roll down here to try to hit it. And go, like, kind of deep for it. We're still on 4-1. I would wait till after Wolves, but still. So, like, we could go down to 30 and see if we can hit some vendors. With items, by the way. Uh, so we already have anti-heal. So we don't really want a red buff. So honestly, you could make of the items we have, right? I would probably do like reforge the red buff. Like make a red buff, reforge it, and then also reforge honestly probably just the other bow. So like slam the red buff and the bow and reforge them and see what we get. We can definitely leave this I would leave this belt open if we don't get a cloak and try to make even shroud for some armor reduction. That's just nice. Or you know leave it open because Garen items all the belts if Garen build belt items. So I think that's definitely the play. And then we could make like a JG, I guess. Give it to Powder for like Echo later. It's not. There's worse things. Unfortunately, hit no Vanders on the roll down. There are, there is still a good amount missing. But like, I think we could go deeper here to like 30 maybe, just to like I said, try to hit before they do. I have no idea what I was all tabbing for, Lamau. Okay, so here, let's talk augments. Little Buddies is actually like not that bad, but we'd have to get Echo, and we're rerolling at 6, so I don't think that's the strat, honestly. Um, Golden Find is I don't like it here. Uh, the economy would be too late to help us really anyway, so I don't think it's either of these actually. Spirit Link is just generically good combat, so it's probably hold this one and reroll these two. So let's see what we do. Mace's Will, don't really want that. Portable Forge isn't bad here as well. Um, Probably Portable Forge or Spirit Link. This healing would be really nice, paired with like our Watchers, right? But we do already have what's it called? Health is Wealth, giving us that healing. So probably not in this situation. It's probably not Spirit Link. Probably is reroll Spirit Link and hold Portable Forge for what we take. Reinforcement, yeah, it's just Portable Forge then of those three. And then yeah, Anima Visage. You could do something. Something could be said for Mittens, but Vander already has 3 family and Watcher, giving him a bunch of durability already. So like the durability on this would just be like super diminishing returns. It'd be like maybe 5% at most compared to the 25 it says it was. So and he already has 3 items. We don't really want the attack speed, so I think it's Anima Visage, just a good Garen item anyway. There's one Vander. They still haven't hit 3-star, by the way, so we could still do that, like, roll to hit first thing. Especially if we had the dupes, the Nikos, as they're called. Still think reforging the bows is our best option, because it leaves us with some tank items. And see, like, now we would need 2 Vanders for Vander 3. And, like, 2 Vanders and 50 gold, basically. That sounds pretty doable to me. Then we could hit and start using our strength to get levels. I think we made Titans and then red buff, and then we reforged red buff, got Giant Slayer. At that point, I would have held off till Carousel just to see what we got, because maybe we could have made something better than Titans, because that's obviously a less than desirable item here. We get Belt, Warmogs, good for Garen. And see, now we're gonna start slipping because people are starting to hit their boards. Freestyling, just not very good for our comp. We only have 2 traits active. Just no, wouldn't give us much. Calling card's good. Especially we put in Vander. Watcher and Family Emblems are both good in this comp. Both very good in this comp. And it saves us gold, so we just get a cheap anomaly. Oh, by the way, we put tank items on Vlad. When we had a Mumu with item, we need to triple stack them. Because then we get a situation like this, because we're not playing them on them late game, right? We're putting them on Garen. Uh, so we need to put them on 1 unit because that's 1 remover as opposed to 2, you know? And it makes a stronger unit. 3 items on 1 unit is better than 1 item on 1 unit and 2 items on 2 units because they like multiply into each other, right? The extra health from Sunfire, you know, combines with Warmogs, gives more health. The healing from Spirit's Visage, the burn, because the unit's so tanky with so much health, the burn goes for longer, more damage. It's a multiplicative thing, so we should stack them all in 1 unit. And then here, I think we do exactly that. We take the Sunfire and these 2 items and give them to Garen. Then we give the family emblem to like Darius. Darius 3. I mean, like that's not bad. That's still powerful. Uh, which like by the way, the tank items on Darius 3 would have been great. Just obviously, but now we've got a Garen, so we want to move him to him. So that's what we should do. And yeah, family emblem on someone else. Just triple stack Garen with all the health. We also need to get this Titans off our bench, which is another remover. Like we could be saving removers here. Like if we were gonna slam the Titans, we should have slammed it to someone on our board. You know, missed a Vi. Feels bad. Just Garen. Now one Vander. So we would need one Vander, right? In this situation. And and if we rolled for it a little earlier, because we were able to hit it. So if we rolled earlier when they had even less Vanders, uh, with that augment, I should preface, it's a lot spookier to roll that much when you have like one Vander and then Vander 2 on your board, so you still need 5, right? But with the proper augment choice, like we're set. We're set. I'm gonna
Okay,
give the audio a little
it's not
bit.
my favorite.
See, the problem is we're just yapping. I don't, I don't want that. It's confusing. So I guess it'll just be me yapping. And then I mean here, like on 5-1, we probably just have to like go for broke and go for Vander 3. Like if we level, I feel like we just bleed out anyway. If we at least reroll it for it and maybe we hit it, like we can maybe like scrounge out a top 4. Cause again I'm cheating. This lobby very close. Like the bottom 4 all very close. So we could definitely squeak out a top 4 in that situation, right? And I believe they still haven't hit Vander 3. I didn't just miss it, did I? Zeri 3. Yeah, no, so they don't have Vander 3. He does have 8 right now, but like again, if we rolled before he hit it, that was the time to roll, right? I'm kind of just reiterating the same point over and over, so I apologize for that. But also here, I think it's um, real quick. I think we should take the belt for even Shroud to get a shred, because our big like this is our damage right now, and he's AD, so just like that armor pen would help us deal damage. Declaw is not the worst though. There's worse than Declaw. And yeah, we decide to level here. I think we could have gone for broke and tried to hit the Vander, but I think we bleed out at this point. I think it's been too long. I think it's too late now. If we were gonna go for broke, we probably had to do it sooner. Leveling is probably our go for broke play. Like level to 8, reroll, try to hit like Garen 2, Echo 2 or something and see if that can carry us. Because honestly, an Echo 2 with Family Emblem JG Titans isn't that bad. There's much worse than that. So that's probably our other go for broke play. But you see, but our items are split up a bit. Makes it hard. 420 heal, by the way, there. Nice. I think after one more loss, we just level to 8 and reroll and try to hit something. Anything to help us out a little bit. Because these fights are close. I mean, to look back, like we won the fight before this one, and then this fight, it's a 3 unit loss, right? And this Garen just doesn't die. If we had a little more damage from something, like we win that. Uh, this next fight, I'm pretty sure is also close. Pretty sure the Urgot's the only thing that survives. It's like again, like another like if we hit that 1 unit, like these fights are close enough that we can win a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I think Family Emblem here, by the way, is bait. Cause like yeah, it's 5 family, but we're not getting it. Like we're gonna get five family, but you have to cash it out, and for that your family units have to live, and we're not in the spot for that. So what I think you actually need to go for here is Bramble or Redemption. Uh, TG's probably okay as well, but it's probably Bramble Redemption. You know, the healing to keep our Watchers alive because they have that all that DR already, so it gives them like extra health on top, and then the Bramble to keep our Watchers alive because it's resistances and like resistances with durability is like multiplicative, just like health with resistances and stuff. So it's that multiplicative tanking because when you have a tank, you want it's better to have uh a good amount of all three stats, health, resistances, and durability, than it is to have a bunch of one stat. Because the more armor and magic resist you have, the less damage you take from that, and then the more health you have, the more health you have to take that damage that is reduced. And then the durability is a different type of reduction that's put on. Uh, so it's not like what's the word? It's not like multiplicative in a bad way, like stacking durability is, where the more you have, the worse it is. You know, it complements each other, right? So it's probably those two actually over the family emblem. I think that's total bait for us. Now the Jace with it though is actually not bad. That could be a bailout for us, but I don't think it's worth the Jace. Maybe with better items, but and then we hit 8. We do the roll down, but we don't really hit uh anything of note, I don't think. Then we sell the Garen, which would be our Garen 2, and then we die. To the Vander guy, by the way. Unfortunate. So yeah, I think if we just like have a slightly if we a couple things, we just get the Darius 2 early game. We take heroic grab bag, and this is goes from literally what did we place? It was sixth, eighth, seventh, sixth. Yeah, it was a sixth. I think it goes from a sixth to at least a fourth. I think we can outplace this guy pretty easily. So things to look at, at least for you specifically, Tifo, is early pairs equals good. You know, hold your pairs early. So if you start with the Darius, find a Darius in your shop, hold that, use that, leverage that, um, and then think about when it comes to augment choice, lean into what you're playing. So if you're playing reroll, take stuff that helps you reroll. Take stuff that like, say you're playing a bunch of bruisers and you get uh, Epitaph, which gives you shields, percent health shields on your units when they die to the nearest unit. That helps your bruisers tank more, stuff like that. Stuff that helps your comp lean into what they're already good at, right? Play to your strength, not to your weaknesses. And then just like uh, a little bit of item choice, like we could have like reforged all the bows because we don't want bows, right? No one in our comp wants a bow. So we could have reforged all the bows and maybe had like a better item situation. Uh, just stuff, a couple, honestly, some small stuff. If we fix that, like big ups, big ups. Like I said, I think it's like a 3 placement difference, honestly. So, anyways, that's it. Appreciate it. Hope you learned something. Beast.